Let's now talk about the 3 basic modes and the 4 basic types of listening. The 3 basic modes are active, passive, and competitive. Active or reflective is about being genuinely interested in what the other person is thinking, feeling, wanting, or what the message is. So it actively checks understanding through feedback. You know that a person is being an active listener when he responds to you immediately, or he nods along to what you're saying, or he gives this default feedback, as how I usually call it. Like, for example, I get it. Okay, go on. What happened next? So there are those feedback. Second is the passive or attentive. This one is when the person is genuinely interested in hearing and understanding what the other person's point of view and assumes what is heard and understand is correct. This one, like the term itself, passive, the person does not clarify anything, the listener does not ask questions for deeper understanding. This is sometimes done when we're listening to music. Sometimes we don't really get to hear the words, we don't analyze the lyrics, we just vibe with it. We know that it is a rock music, a pop, or a romantic one, and that's just about it. And then we just go with the flow. So that's how it's like with passive or attentive. The third basic mode is competitive. The interest here is in promoting his own point of view, and the person listens for openings to take the floor or for flaws and weak points, and this is used to debate. So in the debate, they're using competitive listening to listen to their adversaries' statements in order to find any flaw or any inconsistencies in what the person is saying, and they use it to attack the person. Let us not use this in a casual conversation or any conversation that does not require it. This is only used for debates or if you need to save your life by being competitive. So those are the 3 basic modes. We have active, passive, and competitive. Now we have the 4 basic types. We have active, selective, empathic, and ignoring. Active listening is just like the active listening in the 3 basic modes. It's about understanding all things. There is proper interaction, there is proper feedback. The feedback here is often done for the listener to clarify certain things and to understand what was said better. Second is selective listening. It means that remembering only a selective portion, especially if the topic is not to our liking. And for example, you are in a class and the professor is rambling about a lot of details. And then suddenly he talks about this very funny story, and then you start listening to it. So it's selective listening in a way that you just listen to the story, and then when he went back to discussing about the relevance of the topic in that story, you started to shut down again. Third is empathic listening. When we listen empathically, we go beyond sympathy to seek a truer understanding of our feelings or how other people would feel. So this requires excellent discrimination and close attention to the nuances of emotional signals. With empathic listening, the term itself, you're trying to step into the shoes of the other person. And you do not judge a person based on what you've heard or saw so far. Instead, you try to mirror back what was said. So for example, when the person is saying, you know what, I am so sad right now because I missed class because of the traffic, because of everything. And you try to mirror that back. You want the person to listen to the words that he or she just said. And so you just mirror it back. You say, oh, so you got sad because you missed the class because of the traffic? And sometimes you'd be surprised that the people are also surprised about the words that are mirrored back to them, because sometimes they do not mean the words that they said, or they don't even recall saying it. So when you mirror it back to them, they hear their own words, and if they don't feel like it's right, they have chances to correct it, to give a better way of explaining what it is that they actually feel. And so, given that example of being sad and then missing the class because of the traffic, because of everything else, maybe the reason why he really got sad was that there was something going on at home. And it's not really because of the missed class and then the traffic and everything else. Yeah, so empathic listening is not only helpful for the listener to understand, but also helpful for the speaker, him or herself, in order to listen back to what he or she said, in order to have chances for clarification. Now, last is ignoring listening. This one is very rude, insulting to others because you are not listening at all, and it can lead to strained relations. There are actually people who are good at pretending that they're listening, but they're not really listening. So they just give default feedbacks like, sure, wow, that's great, that's crazy. Let's not be like this. We need to be able to give the person respect, as I have mentioned in the earlier videos. However, though, this may come in very helpful if the person is being rude to you as well, or calling you names, or basically being a bully. So if you ignore them, you don't give them the power over you through their words. In that sense, ignoring listening would be acceptable. Hi guys! Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to watch the other videos as well in this whole playlist of effective listening so that after you complete everything, you become very good listeners. If you think that I have mentioned certain things that do not seem quite right in the videos, please do not hesitate to comment or send me a private message. But please be nice with your constructive criticism. Also, please don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell button so that every time I have a new video that would enrich your knowledge about business communications and statistics, you'll be one of the first people to know. Thanks, guys!